Okay, this is the first commentary video I've done, so I'm doing this against hard AI. We're going to try to do a base crawl and sneak into their base with Teslas. The big thing when you're doing AI like this, because we have a whole bunch of AI coming after us, is they're going to basically rush us. So we got to be ready for that. So we're going to build way more army guys than we normally do if we were going against real people. So a little bit different strategy here. If you can get through the rush phase with hard AI, and we're going against 5 of them, which can be challenging at the very, very beginning, because they just rush the living tar out of you. So we're going to get our ore factories going. Normally you'd want to have that as close to the ore as you can. I kind of screwed that up, but that's okay. I'm a little under the weather, so if I start hawking and gagging or whatever, sorry. Let's see. And I'm using a combination of hotkeys and mouse, I should say. Oops, I want to do a service depot. I'll use J for that. We'll build an ore truck. I'm way out of sorts already. But they will be rushing us like crazy. And we want to get... We basically want to be building stuff rapidly. So the service depot, you can sell that, and that way you can start building your MCVs. We're going to go 13 is like the minimum that you would want. We're going to keep building these guys. And you'll see when they start storming into the compound. So you have to have a bunch of friendlies or you're going to get toasted. I'm going to build another barracks, and then I'm going to do a war factory.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Unit ready. Training. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Training.
When you pause your hold here after you build an MCV, it'll speed it up.
Ready. Training. Construction complete.
Select that. Let's do a...
Report acknowledged. Unit ready. Acknowledged. Primary building.
I use 5, the number 5 for my deployment.
Cannot deploy here.
There's a hotkey. Use whatever you like.
On hold. Yes, sir.
Do another ore refinery. We got this.
Cannot deploy here. Training. Construction.
Here they come.
Unit ready. Yes, sir. Training. Base is under attack.
See, this is what they do. So we'll get these guys over here.
Yes, sir. Awaiting acknowledged. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Reporting. Very well. Building. Vehicle acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Report acknowledged. Construction complete.
Get some power going.
Waiting orders.
Move these guys back there.
Construction complete.
Power again, power again,
Building.
power again. Let's get a radar. We can kind of get an idea where these
Ready.
what these jokers are doing here a little bit. We'll move these guys up there.
Yes, sir. Construction complete. Affirmative. New construction options.
5.
Vehicle report.
5.
Ready. Building. New construction
Tech center. We can build mammoths with that.
needed. Cannot deploy here.
Okay, we're gonna do one of these.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
War factory.
Building. Construction complete. Reporting. Affirmative. Building selected. Silos. Acknowledged. Report acknowledged. Ready. Affirmative. Building. Training. Affirmative. Construction acknowledged. Silos needed. Vehicle report. Cannot deploy here.
So we'll get some Teslas now.
Unit ready.
And we'll get some Teslas. Take these guys out.
Building. Training. Construction complete. Unit ready. Unit lost. Building. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Construction complete. Training. Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Vehicle acknowledged. Construction complete. Training.
This is how they roll. Let's see.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Training.
Okay.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Construction complete.
So once you get through
Unit ready.
that,
Building.
believe it or not, this game is over as far as any competitive aspect of it, but I just want to show you this base crawl technique.
Building. Training.
But
Construction complete. Unit ready. Training. Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. Training. Unit ready. Unit lost. Building. Unable to comply.
well,
Progress.
dream on,
Construction complete.
computer.
Training. Unit ready. Building.
We're swarming pretty good. Good swarm job.
Construction complete.
Let's get this thing deployed.
Training. Unit ready. Building.
Let's make sure that thing's good.
Construction complete. Silos needed.
And let's move everybody here in the middle.
Ready. Building. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Silos needed. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Building. Construction complete.
A lot of times they'll just run along this wall. They're real stupid.
Building in progress. Low power. Construction complete.
Let's see.
Building. Silos needed. Construction complete.
So,
Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress.
and then we'll put one up here.
Building.
Catch them.
Silos needed.
One there.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now
Building. Unable to comply.
we need to build a bunch of refineries and then we'll do a base crawl. Like I said,
Building.
or actually I don't know if I told you this or not, but we are not going to use any air.
Construction complete.
And the reason why is I want to be able to show you how to do this,
Building.
to sneak in their base. And the air gets in the way, and it's with AI, it's just too easy. So
Building in progress.
you want to have lots of monies.
Construction complete. Silos needed.
So I just usually in a real game, this is kind of what I'll do.
Silos needed.
But you're always looking at the radar,
Complete. Silos.
and you're always looking at what your teammates are doing, because no matter how much you play this, majority of the time you're not going to know who your teammates are. So some are good, some aren't good, and so you got to base a lot of what you're doing on how they're doing.
Building. Construction complete.
Okay,
Silos needed.
so now we're going to go ahead and
Able to comply. Building in progress. Silos needed.
you see we don't have any tanks. I have just been kind of slacking.
Building.
Normally you'd want to be building stuff. So what we're going to do,
Construction complete.
we get this going.
Low power. Building. Construction complete. Silos needed.
You know, we're going to not use any of those tanks. We're just going to let them do base defense.
Construction complete.
Let's get this.
Silos needed. Building. Construction complete. Building.
And okay,
Needed. Building. Construction complete.
we're a little pesky.
Silos
All right,
needed.
so
Building.
now we're going to set up,
Complete.
do a bunch of mammoth tanks.
Building.
And
Unit ready.
you want to have just, I mean, you want to shoot for like 21 war factories, because that'll build these mammoth tanks like crazy. So we're going to get those going.
Building.
And I'm going to come down to the south. I'm going to come along their fence line down here.
Building selected. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
You can see all the purple there.
Selected. Unable to
Power.
comply. Building in progress.
We need, yeah, they're kind of infiltrating. And we can just,
Silos needed.
you can take your mouse and just click right there and get over here.
Building.
So
Complete. Unit lost.
we'll get some more, we'll concentrate some Teslas in here.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Pesky.
Unit ready.
Being real pesky. Let's line them up right through here.
Construction complete.
And they'll kind of come in through this line.
Unit ready. Low power. Base is under attack.
Very
Unable
typical.
to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete. Building.
Okay.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Silos needed. Building. Construction complete.
Key is the number
Unit
of
ready.
MCVs that you have, all right?
Silos needed.
So
Unit ready.
Now,
Unit ready.
I'm going to go...
Unit
And there's
ready.
also
Silos needed.
build limits in these when you're doing these big multiplayer matches where
Silos.
pretty soon you can't build anything else.
Building.
But what we're going to do is we're going to do a sneak,
Silos needed.
not even a sneak, we're going to base crawl in there.
Construction complete. Building.
They should be...
Unit ready.
So,
Base is under attack. Construction.
what I'd like to do...
Silos needed. Unit
You can kind of get them confused. I'm using power here, but let's say if we wanted to use barracks as an example, and let's say we'll just do a bunch of
silos needed.
rocketeers,
Unit ready. Training. Unit lost.
and you want to build the more of these you build, the more rapidly you will build infantry. Okay, so that's why you do this,
Building. Unit ready.
and that's the simplest way to put it. So you get them up here, kind of get them distracted a little bit, right? None of these guys doing what they're doing. You got our tanks. We're not going to even move our tanks.
Unit ready.
We're just going to do this.
Lost.
Then I'm going to build power real quick up here.
Unit ready.
And I want to sneak in there, so I'm going to do this.
Silos.
And then I'm going to bring in some Teslas.
Unit ready.
And
Construction complete.
I'm
Training.
going to try to sneak in. Once you sneak in there, it's all over.
Unable to comply.
And you can concentrate here if you can. And then you can start, and then, okay, then you get the biggest gap that you can, and you just start moving on down the line. Then, now that I've done this, I'm going to Shift A and bring everything in.
Silos needed. Unable to comply.
Ooh, almost lost it.
Building. Training. Unit ready. Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Silos needed.
Okay, let's see if I can get a war factory in here before, so now we're going to go war factory,
Unit ready.
war factory.
Complete.
You double click it to select it.
Building.
Try to get that going. See how far south we can get.
Training. Building. Unit ready. Silos needed.
Then, okay, then I'm going to Tesla again.
Unit lost.
See if we can make it miserable. We're going to Shift A, bring guys in here.
Building.
Shift A brings every, or that's what I use anyway, brings every unit. And I just try to do that as a diversion to keep them busy so I can build in here.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
We're not worried about our base anymore.
Construction complete. Unit lost. Building.
Build another war factory.
Unit ready. Cannot deploy here. Unit ready. Construction complete. Silos needed. Our base is under attack. Unit lost. Building.
And you can also build Tanyas, but we're not going to do that. We don't need it.
Construction complete.
Now we're going to punch a hole. We want to get to the ore trucks and the ore refineries.
Training.
Once they can't produce any income,
Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete.
and just always keep building. Don't stop building. Don't stop building. Just push your way over.
Training. Unit ready. Base is under attack. Unit ready. Construction complete. Silos needed. Unit lost. Building. Training. Unable to comply. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Silos.
Okay, so let's. Now I want to run some Teslas right through here.
Building. Training. Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Silos needed. Unit lost. Building. Base is under attack. Unit ready. Training. Construction complete. Unit
I use D for Tesla as a hotkey.
silos needed. Unit lost. Unit ready. Training. Unit lost. Construction complete. Building. Silos needed. Unit ready. Training. Unit lost.
We just want to clear this whole path out.
Unit ready. Unit
what I want to be able to do is just uninterrupted building right in this area. And I don't want them to be able to get by. I want to build this wall. AI'll basically build like all these defenses, you know, in random ways. It's kind of funny, actually. And we're just gonna clear everything out like the disease that it is. We need some power now. Now in the real world, you can do something like this. You just gotta, but players know what they're doing, so this is very easy in comparison. We're just gonna work our way down. Remember, just to always keep building, keep building, keep building. Okay, so we need power again. We'll build power across here. And so what we'll do, we'll kind of take a little bit of a break in the south. Let those guys do what they're going to do. We're going to build some lines of Teslas here. We'll keep these folks at bay, then we're just going to clean it up along here. You could put ore refineries in if you wanted, but we don't need it. Pink's about toasted. I'll put one in, what the heck. So pink's gone. I use F4 for War Factory, F3 for ore refinery, F2 for barracks, F1 for small power. We've got a video on how to set up your hotkeys if you don't know how to do it. But remember, just always build, keep building, don't stop building until you've got the game in hand. It's not like we don't, but if this was a real match, you wouldn't have the game necessarily in hand at this point because we're not doing anything to the north right now. So you always would be looking for somebody choppering in with engineers, or if there are super weapons with chrono. No super weapons here, this game. And then you can isolate just so if you want to select these guys just to take out that power station. And you can hit A, and that would be everything on the room or in front of you on your screen. And that'll select just those units. When you hit shift and then select like infantry here, it'll do 5 at a time. Same thing with units. Yeah, we'll do mammoths, we'll do some of these. You can see up north there, they're kind of pushing into our wall, but that's okay. We don't care, because we're killing them, man. Yes. They need quantum computing for this AI stuff. I can't believe they make hard AI like so boring.
Unit ready. Building. Silos needed. Unit ready.
But you can get mods for AI and make it like gnarly, but quite frankly, this is kind of like having a hot fudge sundae. You know, AI is good practice, kind of fun if nobody's in the lobby there. Oh, you can select a few with your mouse. These guys take this out.
Unit lost. Building. Silos needed. Unit ready. Training. Unit lost. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready. Silos needed. Training. Our base is under attack. Construction complete. Building.
Okay. Well, that's basically how you would do one of those maneuvers. And you can see, once you get in, it's pretty tough. But when you do that, big mistake I make all the time is I don't pay attention over here. And somebody will sneak in to my base and kill me off because I'm not paying any attention. So you see, in a regular match, you'd have this little beacon, or you can place beacons with hotkeys, and that's a warning to your teammates. I use R for repair as a hotkey. You can just press R, hold it over something like this. Like this guy. Yeah, we'll build a Tesla real quick and take care of that joker. Okay, so now we'll take out the rest of these guys.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Silos needed. Our base is under attack.
And so I'll show you again. We'll just use some Teslas here.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
And we'll sneak right along this edge. If you can sneak along this edge, this is great because it's where the ore refineries are, and that's kind of what you want. Now in real world matches, you're not going to see people use this amount of infantry this way. This is like an AI thing. Typically it's going to be tanks. If you ever see anybody using artillery or jeeps, they're not a very good player. Don't use artillery or jeeps. It's kind of embarrassing. It doesn't do squat. You're going to get thumped. And so you can also select Teslas in groups if you want. I'm just kind of doing these individual to destroy buildings. I'm going to do is just let him kill the units right now, and you can see here, see how we're getting kind of out in the clear here a little bit. And I haven't selected the all units, I'm just kind of letting them do their thing. And you can do a lot with just the Teslas, like we can take out this power station with just the Teslas itself. We can take this guy out. Do that. The ore truck's in bad shape. So let's put in some barracks. Let me show you. Let's do some Tanyas. So Tanya's real mean, and so let's go. See how good she is. Let's build another one. Teslas. More Teslas coming right here.
Construction complete. Training. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Is under attack. Building. Unit ready. Silos needed. Unit ready. Unit lost. Construction complete. Training. Unable to comply. Building in progress.
Yeah, just remember Teslas can kill buildings and other Teslas. You just have to select them to do that, okay? And I'm doing it the lame way. You can actually do groupings, but I'm being lazy. Need some power. Another thing you could do too is you see all these. We have all these Teslas around. We could sell a bunch of those. We don't need them.
Construction complete.
So if we've got Teslas everywhere, like all these, we don't need any of these anymore. Now in real world, you'd leave these, but we won't see any AI over here. They are toasted. So we can sell these.
Unit ready. Training. Building.
And then you can also morph over here like this. Yeah, well, what these guys do here.
Unit ready. Silos needed. Base is under attack. Training.
Now when you're really fighting people, you really want to use this. Well, see what I'm doing? Using units to kill multiple buildings. Don't just hit Shift A. And it's really, really important that in a real game you got to be on it, or you will get thumped if you're playing any good players. So you'll be busy. And okay, so really, I'm done building. We're just gonna take them out. You kind of get the drift. Now there's a rumor that against Tanya's dogs work. I've not tried that. I have no idea. That's just a rumor. There's my buddy Jinx on here, who's pretty much like my mentor in this game. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's better than me. So if you want to see somebody really good, you should watch him. He's got an awesome channel. But he does all these formulas. Like I have a printout from him on build orders. I'm not getting a lot into detail with you on that because there's a lot to it. But when you think people are cheating, everything I've seen is you can't, you know, when people accuse people of cheating, it's just they have a really good build order. So, because when I first started playing this game, I used to wonder the same thing. Like, man, how's that person got all those tanks? Well, you got to figure it out. I'd recommend you replay your own matches too if you really want to get good at it. And then the other thing is, don't, you know, when you know you're going to get beat, hey man, stay in the game because that's where you can learn a lot. See how long you can hold off. Sometimes you can hold off long enough to where the thing times out. So make that a challenge. That's what I try to do. If I'm frozen or the lag is really bad, which does happen, then I might bail out, you know. And then there's times where you're just in a crappy ass mood. You're like, you know what, I'm out of here. But try to hang in there and learn. See over here where this is all highlighted and they're not building, so what you got to do here, it's at the build limit, that's why. So you got to kill these guys like this. See, will it build that? Okay, yeah, so let's build a bunch of those. Not that we need them. And so see your menu, how it's moving around without me using the mouse? So 1 would be buildings, that's what I do. 2 would be infantry. 3 would be all your armor. And then 4 would be super weapons if we had any. We don't have super weapons here, so that's another hotkey you can use. But like I say, hotkeys are really critical. 13 MCVs, remember that. And try to keep those... Well, I'm not going to say try. Keep those in your base. So sometimes I will build like 14 of them and to sneak one out. A lot of different strategies to it, but I don't know if you guys enjoyed this. If you did like it, please let me know. And if you do like commentary, then I'll do one every now and again. Okay, so, or we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thanks for watching.